Most people don't feel ill, but they sense that something feels off. Tired, but not sleepy. Restless, even while resting. Irritable, without knowing why. Thinking constantly, but arriving nowhere. Chances are, you are a city dweller, a city worker. Your passage of time feels faster. Days blend into each other, weeks disappear, and slowly, quietly, your body never fully rests. We might blame ourselves for this, say that we lack discipline, motivation, or resilience. But what if this isn't a personal failure? What if the cause is a bit more primal? The city as a training ground. The urban landscape trains us very well. It trains us to sit still while our nervous system stays on high alert. To suppress emotion and keep working. To perform competently even though the daily monotony has stolen our zest. To live life by the clocks instead of biological rhythms. The blue-collar worker just doesn't seem to catch a break. The city hive rewards speed, productivity, and compliance. Sadly, urbanity has no language for stillness, no respect for recovery, no room for being human without output. Work seminars often fail to address the elephant in the room, that is, the overflowing workload and the surrounding cavemanish conditions. Yet, even as you take all the ugliness into account, the city itself isn't evil, it's incomplete. Habitat mismatch. There is a name for this tension. Habitat mismatch. It is alleged that the human brain evolved in a biocentric system shaped by seasons, movement, and complexity. Not by machines, not by rigid schedules, not by endless noise and artificial light. Nowadays, the biocentric part of the human equation has been largely removed. The psyche adapts, but at what cost? It would be unrealistic to assume that the biological learning rules obtained in the entirety of the human evolution could be erased in a few hundred years of industrialized life. Our natural connections weren't erased, they persisted. Quiet, dormant, atrophied but still alive, waiting for the environment they were designed for. Enter biophilia. What is biophilia? Biophilia is not about liking nature. It is the deep human craving for meaning and belonging that arises from the connection with living systems. When we remove ourselves from nature, that craving doesn't disappear. It looks for modern substitutes. Screens, noise, fast dopamine, endless stimulation. these are just artifacts. They do not speak the same language as our nervous system. So the psyche adapts, but at what cost? A slow erosion of psychological resilience, shorter attention span, a lower tolerance of nonsense, a feeling that something essential is missing, but couldn't quite verbalize what it is. Time and the clock. One of the greatest problems in modern life is not the lack of time, it's the fear of time. I felt this way when working a number of 9 to 5 jobs, 5-day work weeks, evening shifts, factories where summer only existed through my mental window. When your freedom is compressed into just 2 days, life feels like it's slipping away. Not because time is short, but because lived time is rare. Physicians have noted that it's the neurotic fear of time that ages the mind and body, not the time itself. The clock creates urgency without meaning. Nature, on the other hand, offers time without threat. Nature, on the other hand, offers time without threat. This is the point where I encourage you to take a honest look at your city situation. How do you honestly feel? Not how you're supposed to feel. You don't go to nature to improve yourself. You go to nature because you need relief. Relief from greedy bosses. Relief from impossible workloads. Relief from being monitored, measured, and corrected. Just being in the middle of a natural habitat that can potently counteract the woes of urban living. A contemporary foe that is bigger than all this. Chronic stress. Do you want to stop bracing yourself? To stop rehearsing the future? In nature, you can simply be present. That presence will bring you objectivity and even creativity. Singing at the top of my lungs, rhyming in the middle of the field,
Never heard of me at all.
filming without purpose. That is how nature made me feel at the time of my dark night of the soul. I got a visualization for you. Try to see nature as your second nervous system. In our bodies and brains are points that seek to form connections to the natural world. Similarly to the symbiosis between plants and fungi extend the plant's root system, giving it an extended reach for essential nutrients. In return, plants feed fungi sugars created through photosynthesis. Similarly, as we go to the wild, a connection is formed between our brains and the wilderness. From the age-old knowledge pool that it possesses, nature starts giving us knowledge through guiding our minds. As our brains gradually start to drift into an altered state, our mental faculties are being balanced. Leisurely forest walks lower our stress hormones, blood pressure and heart rate. But more importantly, going in the nature reminds us city dwellers how living in a natural environment is supposed to feel like. Many people can no longer recognize what the word health means because they live so far from it. Nature restores that memory. Nature bathing is like therapy, but not in the traditional sense. It's a type of meditation where the mediator between us and our thoughts is nature itself. Think of the human being as a finely tuned instrument. The urban life just keeps tightening the strings, faster, louder, until eventually the sound becomes distorted, muddy.
Why is it always running?
Nature does not add anything new. It loosens the strings. It brings the instrument back to the range it remembers. Inner harmony happens not through effort, but through alignment. You don't need to abandon your life. You simply need to reintroduce nature into your urban habitat. Remember the suburbs. Parks act as an oasis in the downtown desert. Walking without a destination, sitting in pleasant scenery with no plans of doing anything productive. Nature is not an escape from reality. Unlike the modern lens of distortion, it shows reality as it truly is. You are not broken. You are simply responding normally to an abnormal environment. And somewhere beneath the noise, your body still remembers what home feels like.